Let me apologize for starting the program a little bit behind schedule. Hello and thanks for joining the first edition of Journalist Hangout. This week, I'm Ayodele Uzubakum. Today on the program, 2 confirmed dead as vote buying, ballot box snatching, Kogi by-election. Otom threatens Oshiomhole with 10 billion naira suits, 40 FCC's 23 billion naira diversion claim. And later on the show, 4 policemen killed during gun battle with bandits in Kaduna. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Otitoju. Moji Jamiu is staging a comeback after a long time, and Emeka Madunagu. So if you are ready, let the hangout start now. Always glad to join you every time. Politicians in Nigeria are special breeds, capable of conjuring tricks to achieve certain political goals. The more the country tries to sanitize the electoral process to make the ballot sacred, the more politicians circumvent the system to win elections at all costs. The blatant use of cash for votes tactics, now commonly referred to as see and buy, is assuming dangerous dimension in our politics. In Saturday's by-election into Kogi Lokoja Federal Constituency election, vote buying and ballot box snatching marred the poll. The election did not also go without violence. 2 persons lost their lives in pockets of violence reported during the polling. Now, the All Progressive Congress, APC, got the better deal as INEC declared its candidate, Haruna Issa, winner of the poll. Jide, come September 22nd, we are going to have a full-scale election, another full-scale election in Osun State. And 4 or 5 months after, we are going to have our general election. Let's start from this syndrome of vote buying. It has always been there, but it has taken a new dimension in terms of what we saw in Ekiti State and some other states before now. See and buy. What do you mean by that?
Yes, it's the Bofunwako Sebe.
Yes.
The thing.
The boy Sebe.
The Bofunwa, it graduated from the Bofunwako Sebe to the Bofunwako Ramoto. That is for the primary election in Osun before they now decided to go for direct primaries. Because someone had actually even given offered part payment. So some of them part payment as high as 800,000 naira. You know? So it diminishes us as a people when we cannot conduct elections in a decent manner. It sets us back. It puts me to shame as a person. Honestly, if the Kogi election had been free and fair, I would have been dazed. I would never have believed the story. If someone told me that it would be free and fair, I knew from the beginning that it would not be free and fair. I knew. You know? I knew it would not be free and fair. Because we now see it's like some of the gains that we made in 2015. We are trying to erode those gains. We are trying to wipe away those gains by deliberate efforts to corrupt the process. And someone was telling me that, look, vote buying, there is no way we can stop vote buying, that there's nothing in our statutes, you know, that criminalizes it. I don't know whether that person is saying the truth or not, you know. But whatever be the case.
I'm here to come across something like that in the Electoral Act.
Whatever be the case, anything that threatens the fidelity of our elections has to be challenged. And people who are guilty of such infractions must be arrested. We can't allow people, the same politicians who have impoverished our people, who have diminished our people and made them look like people without a future, are the same people now offering them money to buy their conscience. And a person who cannot guarantee where his next meal will come from.
That is the only...
If he's offered 10,000 on election day, he's going to take it.
That's even too much.
No, but these guys are so desperate, they go as far. Look, it's only in ward direct primaries that people will give you as little as 500. The stakes are higher now. Nobody will offer that kind of money
for
election
delegates.
It's only if it's a direct primary with so many people to pay. That is when you can talk of maybe 500. But these elections that we are talking about, people got as far, even in Ekiti, people got as much as 10,000 naira in some cases.
No, that's a fact.
As much as 10,000 naira in some cases. What are we talking about? And in this Kogi election, apart from the fact that some people refuse to take money, and the resultant effect of refusing to take money was to unleash thugs on those people. And we call what we are doing an election.
Oh, in that I want to follow my conscience and vote for my candidate.
I have videos of ballot box snatching. I thought that ballot box snatching had become a thing of the past. But I saw it in Kogi. It was, there was another video that I saw where Smart Adeyemi was being victimized by the voters, and they even removed his cap. And what people are saying is, those who are not indigenes of Kotonkarfi and Lokoja, what business did they have moving around with thugs, trying to corrupt the process, trying to harass people, so that they will not be able to vote?
It's not from Kotonkarfi or
It's
Lokoja
not from
now.
there. It's from Iyara in Ijumu local government. It's from Iyara. Very far from that place. All he just wants to do is to impress Yaya Bello that, look, Yaya Bello, I'm loyal. So that the other boy, so that the man who lives on a tree, that you are falling out with, so that the man who lives on a tree that you are falling out with, I can replace him. That's what Smart wants to do.
Yeah.
But it's our people, he has to convince our people. It's not Yaya Bello who will elect him. Executive Yaya Bello turns himself to the INEC chairman and the returning officer, rolled into one. It is the people of Ijumu, Kaba, and other places that constitute that zone.
But today is Yaya Bello that can ensure he gets the ticket.
Even if he gets the ticket, it is not Yaya Bello that will elect him. Getting the ticket is just one thing. It is the people who should elect you in a free and fair election. You know, these days when people
that's the caveat.
That's when people ask me to analyze. I always say free and fair election. What is free and fair election? An election that will not be monetized. Because if you corrupt the process, it's no longer free and fair. An election where you won't be beating people up because you sense that they will not vote for you. An election where you won't say people should not bring their phones. They were arresting people who had phones. Whereas these phones should actually be what people will use to attest to the fidelity of the process. Because if after the polling, the results are supposed to be pasted on the board, people should be able to use their phones to snap the result and then walk away. And the INEC ought to live up to its promise to do electronic transmission, from polling unit to the collation center, so that everyone has it. When we are ready to do free and fair election in Nigeria, we will do it. For now, we are not ready.
Majid, look, this situation, I saw some situations even before the Ekiti experience, that even the people came out and they had their PVC. They were waiting for people to give them money before they actually exercise their franchise. It's the person that gives me anything that I'm going to vote for.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back on JH after going to monitor elections.
Monitor or get involved.
Observer.
Monitoring and getting involved.
You know that I'm a journalist. I'm the executive there of
I've heard you. So I didn't see the stories that you fight during that time. You were too busy filing. You were too busy with the process.
I was filing stories. I had to ensure that things went well. And now, jokes apart, there's a dangerous trend. You are in Ekiti, and even before the real election, recall that when PDP had its final rally, the mega rally, there was a transfer of money to the accounts of civil servants and some other people.
Both parties, everybody is involved when it comes to this money thing.
Somebody decided to use electronic.
I know what I'm talking about.
What's the goal of using electronic? Is it to reach more people or what?
No, you see, you have the database. You have the database of about 50,000 civil servants.
Oh, sharp.
And some other ad hoc staff. So money went to them as social. Electronically, social security. That was.
As in, that's the name.
Yes, social security.
So that had been scrapped before now.
Well,
What did he?
They brought it back.
1,500.
Day to election, that's not.
No. That was for rally.
Okay.
Now, for the main election, my parents are retired. They are pensioners. I mean, I was in Ekiti. My dad got 3,000 naira. My mom got 3,000 naira. And before
it's a happy day.
They've not been paid for about 6 months. Their pension, which they receive per month, and 3,000 naira is not their pension. So, and other people who are now calling themselves, people who are getting alerts. If you are for core civil servants who are still in service, they were getting 4,000 alerts. Then those who are not on the database of government, we saw a video that went viral on BBC where one aged woman went there and said, Ward 11, so. I mean, all those things, she was saying it in Yoruba. Now, do you expect the other party to fold its arms? And you think, just like you said, on election day, people will wait, you see voters waiting and say, come, I'm here to be purchased. How much?
For the highest bidder.
Yes, it is as bad as that. So we are in a very serious and precarious situation. Now, what do we do about this situation? I don't know how INEC can cancel probably the voters or even the political parties.
National Orientation Agency.
Said it was going to work with EFCC to stop vote buying. They said that before the Ekiti election.
How will they achieve that?
When the UK High Commissioner.
And if INEC fails to prosecute, I mean, those who are doing these things, I mean, if they are prosecuted, then maybe those who are giving and those who are collecting, maybe it will reduce
what I saw directly is a situation whereby if you are OB voter, you take your ballot paper, immediately take your ballot paper, you thumbprint. When you thumbprint, you show the party agents. Because the party agents are allowed to be within the perimeter to that place. Immediately you show the party agent. The party agent knows exactly where, if it's APC, if it's PDP, so before you put it in the distance. So immediately you leave there.
They will just give you money. They must verify what they are paying for.
Yes, immediately you just leave there. You just discover that you just go to one corner, they'll give you your money. At another polling unit, I discovered that it was police, the policeman that was settling. He had a gunner must go beside him. Policeman, yes, he was settling.
Sometimes it's INEC official that they will give the money.
That will give the money. So policeman was the one settling to make it faster.
Is that election?
To make it faster. I went for 2016 election in Ghana. Don't let us talk about America. Don't let us talk about other countries that are far from us. We saw election. Ghana is not a rich country compared to Nigeria. People were coming to work. Do you understand? They were going to work. Before they went to work, vote, go to your office. Coming back from work, vote, go. Coming back from school, there was movement. People, workers, there was no restriction of movement.
They mobilized 35,000
at all. It wasn't like as if anybody was going for war.
Yeah. You see, the unfortunate thing in Nigeria is that politics is the biggest industry. It's the most lucrative industry in Nigeria. Yeah. I mean, it's just about
biggest source of cheap funds.
It's just a case of win or lose. But if you work out your schemes well, you know, the chances of winning are higher. I mean, now, it's so unfortunate that when you have such an industry, people will do all they can to make as much profit from it as possible. Look at the gold rush you had in the US, in America, many years ago. You saw how so many people moved because they heard, oh, there was gold somewhere, and people rushed. A lot of people lost so much money. Now, look at politics in Nigeria. It is the biggest industry. And the unfortunate thing is that INEC is not interested in carrying out its mandate fully. The way the INEC chairman and INEC top officials speak in public, you would think that their total mandate is just to organize elections. Managing the process does not seem to be very important to them. And that's why you keep seeing the issue of vote buying, even if there is no provision against vote buying. But inducement, corruption, bribery, these are offenses. We have relevant statutes talking about bribery, talking about such things in the statute books. Now, why is it difficult for INEC? We had, the Electoral Act was amended some months ago. Why didn't INEC work with the National Assembly to make vote buying a criminal offense? Punishable, if possible,
even with disqualification,
with life jail, not
with
just
disqualification of the
candidate.
Honestly,
life
so that
jail.
the candidate can be
That's the
working
way we
with
can stop
his
it.
supporters.
Now, you find out that the Electoral Act has been amended and the amendment has been passed. All we just heard about was sequence of elections. And then INEC came out and gave us a calendar of elections for so many years to come.
For 45 years.
And that is not their mandate. That's not their mandate. INEC's mandate is to make
It's
sure
part
that
of their mandate,
no, I said
to fix.
yes, but you see, INEC is just about fixing elections, carrying out elections.
God will decide that.
But managing the process, everything has to go through a process. It has to do with the public. If there's no process, then it's a joke. Now we're talking about Osun elections coming up. Have you forgotten that there's still the contentious issue of 30,000 polling units, which INEC intends to add to the list of polling units in Nigeria that has not been resolved? Because I remember the chief secretary to the INEC chairman, Rotimi Oyekomi. I heard him on channel say, oh, the matter will be resolved. Now, that was many months ago. Up till now, INEC has not come out to give us the final word on that. And
Okay.
so many other things.
Let me quickly take, Charles is calling us from the United Kingdom. Thank you for joining us, Charles, from London.
Hello, yeah, good evening, gentlemen there.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, what I want to say is this, I don't really know how Nigeria sees things. It is the INEC themselves. Sometimes it looks like as if they are working for political parties. They are not doing the job they're supposed to be doing as an independent organization. It's always been a fiction. Anytime you see that something is going on in Nigeria, it looks like it's just like war zone. It's like just everybody just care about the money. Nobody even care about the nation. Everything is just about money. How much am I going to get at this election coming? So that is all. Nothing is working well there. And I feel that if you people do this, to keep on electing people, they are just messing up everything.
Okay. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for your contribution all the way from the UK. Babajide, we also had by-election in Katsina. We had in Bauchi states. And from what I saw in Katsina, keenly contested election. But the results...
Not
keenly. Well, not keenly.
Two brothers.
Two brothers. I think PDP had like 25% in Katsina. 20% of...
20%.
Of the,
They didn't get up to 25.
Let's get your take.
It was a predictable outcome. Whatever you say, the APC has issues in Katsina. They have Akida, Katsina, Akida.
Really?
Yes, just like Kaduna. But it was not enough to... That's just a quarrel between them. But when it comes to election, it's what Buhari wants, who is on Buhari's side, that the people will vote for. So, and that was what happened. Yes, two brothers, Keita, two Baba Keitas. But at the end of the day, the people settled for the APC candidates. And it was the same outcome
that one really surprised me. Senator Issa Iguda has been two-time governor.
Yes, it's, if you are not with the mainstream. If you like, you can be former president. They will not vote for you. In Kebbi State, everyone recognizes that the immediate past governor, Dakingeri, really worked for the people. But he remained in PDP when others were defecting to the APC. And he contested. He couldn't go to the Senate. They defeated him. So it's not even a matter of... At that point, the people don't care about your pedigree. They made up their mind that Buhari's party is the party that they want.
Is that still a factor in the North? That so far you belong to Buhari? As in,
from what
everybody...
From what I see now, it may in fact look like what happened in 2015. When one politician said it's like Buhari has used juju on our people, you think he didn't know what he was saying? He's frustrated about the fact that no matter what you say, it is this man that these people want. That is the fact. They believe that other politicians are chiefs. That's the way the average northern voter thinks. That, oh, it's only Buhari that is decent.
The Gaskia.
He's the one who and when he arrests people, he puts rich people on trial. It makes them happy. It makes them happy. He's doing what they want. So that is the person. Look, you saw how they humiliated Kwankwaso last Friday in Kaduna.
Even right from Abuja Airport.
The thing is, it is that man that they want until he dies. When I described him as as having support base like Usman Danfodio, some people accused me. I don't know whether they know anybody alive or or before now, anybody from that part. Because Aminu Kano, yes, Kano, tremendous support. But across the north, someone will have that kind of support. Is that man, is no matter his excesses, no matter the fact that there are things that he should do that he's not doing, that he's slow and all that, those people don't see his excesses. They were suffering, lining up to buy fuel for days. Some of them slept in filling station in Kaduna. The moment they saw Buhari...
In Kaduna or Kano?
In Kaduna.
Okay.
It was in Kaduna. The moment they saw Buhari came into town, they abandoned the filling station and ran after him. It can only be God that makes people this popular. That is a fact. We are talking about... When people say, oh, there won't be sack, I also thought that, well, this time it will not be sack. But the fact that he has been president has made him even more popular. This is a fact, and time will prove it. The fact that he's been president has made him more popular. The fact that he has put rich people on trial, makes those people want to die for him. That is what they want to see. They are poor. They are poor, they are suffering. But it is those people that they blame. No, they don't blame Buhari for their poverty. It is those people that they blame. So if you can put them behind bars, they are happy with him and they will vote for him. Look, there's a lot of work for the PDP to do. The McCarthy's of this world. Because that man, the North still remains the battleground, especially the Northwest. And the way that man is garnering support every day, even me, I'm dazed. Honestly, I have to admit. I know that things are not going on smoothly in our country. Ordinarily, in an election year, you will want a government to be made to pay.
For their inactions.
Yes, for certain things going on, the unemployment and all that. But the people who vote, those people, they don't care about those statistics. They don't care about polling of any sort. You can do opinion polls, they don't care. They just want to say, Baba Buhari, if you are quarreling with Baba Buhari, they don't want you.
MJ, are we still going to have the 2015 Buhari phenomenon all across?
No, the thing is, at any point in time, recall since 2003 that Buhari has been contesting, something has always been very constant. It will get 10 million votes from the North.
The famous 12 million votes, Dolly.
The thing is, it's just there. It's like having an S start. It's like running with Usain Bolt. And
it gives you a 10-meter gap.
It gives you a 10-meter gap. You can't catch up.
So
for this election, it's a nice referendum and for designing airs, for those who want to learn. And it's also clear signal, clear message to Dogara that look very well before you leave. He won in his local government, but that was not enough.
And don't say he won, because he has not defected. And the chairman of the party was full of praise for him. That's a gentleman. We talked to him, we engaged him, we like him. He didn't allow.
For the record, Yakubu Dogara is still a member of APC.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I know you are going to dissent. Emeka,
PDP
let me hear a dissenting voice. Do you still think, you know, it's going to affect people all across the country? I know it can never affect Southeast and Southwest.
No.
That phenomenon they're talking about.
Far north. Not even North Central, far north.
It's every man for himself, basically, because
God for us all.
I can't decide for other voters, you know. But what I want is whoever emerges as the president.
We monitor trends. We should be able to predict.
Yeah, but I think again it's early in the day because. You know, like in 2015. No, it's still early in the day. Why do I say so?
Primaries
Remember,
are on.
But people are still defecting.
6 weeks time.
Yeah, 6 weeks time.
Primaries,
and things are still happening.
You know what, America? Especially in northern Nigeria, the rate at which people are showing that it is this man that they want. Many people want to defect will change their minds.
Honestly.
They'll change their minds.
But for me, I think let's watch as things unfold.
Okay, let's watch and still unfold. Still to come, Otom threatens Oshomole with 10 billion naira suits, fault EFCC's 23 billion naira claim. Stay with us. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this breather. Welcome back. I've just been, my attention just called to the fact that there was a State House of Assembly election in Cross River State. And
Obudu.
In Obudu. And PDP in their natural habitats, that's the South and Southeast, they are still holding on to it.
Yes, so far, they own that area. Many people are saying some governors will defect. Some governors are close to Buhari, as if respecting the president now is a sin. So if you respect the president, you show respect to him, that means you want to defect. I don't know how our people think. So some of those governors that they are saying will defect will not defect.
Any governor that defects in the Southeast
you have to be careful.
PDP might lose election.
If you defect and your people do not like the party you are defected to, you will lose. They should go and ask Umba Dinoju. He defected to the AD. He was not re-elected. So those governors too will sit down and be asking themselves that, can I take this plunge? So the PDP made sure that APC didn't win all the elections on Saturday.
Yeah, so that's why I said let's watch as things unfold, because look at Cross River. The news has been that the governor will defect to APC, but still you find out that PDP still has a strong hold. So I think politicians should go out. Yes, I agree. Buhari is, strong in the north here and there, southwest and all of that. But you see, you can't take things for granted in politics. Remember, in 2015, we had an incumbent president, Jonathan. But what happened? Buhari who had been defeated how many times? Won. So yes, we can monitor trends, but again, people should do their homework. But I hope for a free and fair election. Let the 2019 election not consume Nigeria. That's my prayer, and that's my wish.
We pray so to hear. We pray so. It beats one's imagination how supposed allies can easily turn foes, especially in our country's political evolution. The intrigues and bitter politicking trailing the gale of defections in the polity are beginning to rear ugly heads. Benue State Governor Samuel Yotom, who recently defected from the All Progressive Congress, APC, is at daggers drawn with the party's national chairman, that's Comrade Adams Ali Oshomole. Governor Otom has threatened to slam Oshomole with a 10 billion naira suit over alleged defamatory and libelous publications against him. The Benue State Governor also faulted claims by the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that he has withdrawn and diverted over 23 billion naira. He challenged the anti-corruption body to release more details if it's sure of it's facts. MJ, what do you make of this situation? Adams Oshomole has been doing the work of the publicity secretary for the All Progressive Congress. I don't fault him for that. I don't know. Well, but sometimes when you check facts, you begin to look at. Last week I saw the rejoinder of our friend Yusuf Olaniyan, and I was like, man, Mr. Chairman, we need to take it easy at a point in time. Now the governor of Benue State is threatening to go to sue him for 10 billion naira for defamation.
Yeah, he has given the chairman of the APC, Adams Oshomole, 7 days to retract that statement. I mean, some of the statements you could say were uncalled for, especially given the very delicate situation we have in Benue. I mean, when you allege that Christians are responsible for the killings.
And you want to win that state.
And you want to win that state.
And it's dominated by Christians.
It's dominated by Christians. So I think Oshomole, as the chairman of the party, should tread softly. And if you look at some of the languages that he's been using, even for the Senate president, I think it needs to really suspend that. Fine. Oshomole takes glory for retiring Mr. Fixit, Tony Anene from politics.
The Igbinedions.
The Igbinedions retired.
Yeah, are they retired?
After winning them back-to-back twice and installing
was Buhari retired when he was defeated?
Buhari came back, but let's see, until Anene and the Igbinedions come back to win. So I think for now...
He has taken them out of preeminence.
That is it. But then it should be careful, because like the kind of balance we have at the Senate today, it needs to really be careful. The same thing with Benue. There's a delicate balance. I said that earlier in Benue State, and I mean, then for the EFCC too should be more matured the way they handle things. I mean, the day Akpabio defected to APC, EFCC went after the state government's this thing. The same thing in Benue. I think before now, Benue State was owing salaries when it was in APC. It was a good guy. I mean, but suddenly when he defected,
the sins will be washed.
Yeah, so I don't think we should give that kind of... I expect that I wonder why they have not done that. I mean, going after Ekiti, for example, now election has been concluded there, going there to hit them.
The government says
no.
immunity
till
September.
It's sort of not enjoying immunity. So, but for Oshomole, I think Oshomole should tread carefully. I mean, it should not inflate the system further. I mean, there is so much problem on ground in Benue than to
hit up the politics. Babajide, immediately after, Otom had his first meeting with Oshomole, and I saw Oshomole coming out, and I'm sure we'll still have that very hopeful, and saying that he's a responsible man. This is a governor that his people liked. This is a governor this. He was in glowing terms and everything, and Otom even spoke very positively of his possibility of staying within the APC. Just a week after, or less than a week, Oshomole just came out after the man had declared, after the youth actually accosted him and declared and said, look, I'm going to the People's Democratic Party. Now you have Oshomole coming on out. That they gave him the first bailout, they gave him the second bailout. It didn't work for his...
That was someone he had been praising before, the week before.
Yes.
You see, that's why the governor's lawyer said, your apparent frustration does not justify the coterie of lies you weaved against him. He was frustrated that, despite the fact that he came out to say, no, nobody can give you a red card. The APC does not even have a red card.
We don't have a red card.
He did everything to keep Otom in the party.
Yeah.
So he must have been disappointed that in spite of all that, Otom still decided to leave. But he's a leader. Leaders don't lose their heads. Leaders stay calm in the midst of real trouble. Now, for Oshomole, If someone called me, someone who is really a lover of APC, said they need to talk to this man. This man is misyanning too much. I said, yes, he has come at a difficult time. He has so much problem on his hands, and he's trying his best. He's engaging these people. A lot of those lawmakers that will have joined Saraki, you must give Oshomole credit because he's the one who talked to them, and some of them are staying. Yeah. Today, you see Shehu Sani refusing to go. It's because they engaged him. Yeah. You see Dogara vacillating. It's because he engaged him.
Sitting on the fence.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
He even said it. He said, I've been talking to him. So it's not just, he's doing his best to reposition the party, but with that his famous mouth, he can actually bring the party down if he's not careful. All he wants to do is to demarket Otom, but he will fail. Because the people don't react to such things. They may be happy if one of their own damages Otom in the way he has done. But for an outsider to come and be saying Otom did this, Otom did that, they are not going to be impressed. That's what he fails to realize. It ain't just standing before microphone and abusing people.
They don't want.
Abusing people is like a silver bullet. It's no silver bullet. It will not achieve that aim. In fact, it will make things difficult for the party. Because everyone knows that Benue is dominated by Christians. In fact, Benue is one state where even the governor and the deputy are always Christians. Plateau, sometimes at least they will allow a Muslim deputy. But Benue, they always Christian will produce both deputy and governor. Yeah. That should tell you that it has an overwhelming population of Christians. And rumor mongering, you, a chairman, will now elevate rumor mongering to something that you now use to abuse people, saying that Christians, that those parishioners who were killed in Umbalo, that they were actually Christians. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Because if you remember the last post on Facebook by one of those priests, he said that herdsmen had surrounded their town. And we have no guns, just before they were killed. But somehow, some people, they now decided to make it look like, oh, it's the Benue people killing themselves. Those people forget conveniently that God exists somewhere. Now, Shomole has latched onto that because he thinks he can demarket this governor. Look, the more you do this kind of thing, the more you make him popular. I hope someone will let him realize that. And if you are saying, just as the governor said, he said, that I'm not transparent about security vote. So he asked the question, his lawyer asked the question that, you, when you were governor of Edo State, were you transparent about security vote? Which governor in Nigeria today tells people how he spends his security vote?
Or how much he collects.
Or how much he collects. Sometimes they just collect what they like. You know?
It's not fixed.
So this is the thing. If you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands. And Otom is saying, look, I asked for 69 billion because he inherited a salary and pensions burden of 69 billion. And he asked for 69 billion, but he was only given 23. So if you were given 23 in the bailout, where is he going to find the other, the balance? Even this Paris Club and the rest,
46 billion.
that Paris Club, everything put together is not up to what is being owed. The thing about Benue, when I sat down to even study what was going on in Benue, do you know that Benue has the third highest salary bill in Nigeria, behind Lagos and Rivers? Yet, Benue does not collect as much as Oshomole's former state, where Oshomole was governor.
Still the state.
He has 23, I mean, the state when he was governor. They collect more than them, whereas their salary bill is lower. Third highest in the country. And there was a time when they were taking just 1.5 billion.
It will be extremely difficult.
So how do you pay? How do you pay now? I said it at that time when the bailout was being given to us. I said bailout will not solve problem, that these people will still have debts. Because in nearly all the cases, if not all the cases, what you ask for is usually, what you are given is usually lower than what you ask for.
Yeah, definitely.
And you must do other things. Everything that comes to a state should not go to paying salaries. Yeah. There's no governor who will allow that.
But that's the station.
No, but what most governors do now,
like if you do that,
you know what most governors do.
No, you can't compare.
No. What most governors now do is instead of that, they go and take bond. So doing that, you are postponing the evil day. That's what governors are doing, because you cannot somewhere. What comes from federation account? What comes from federation account will never be enough to build roads, to evacuate refuse, to pay salaries. You know, so it's terrible. It's terrible. But I think that I think 28 billion was what they got. I think that Oshomole, yes, he's doing a good job. I've supported him from the first day. But there are times when clearly he talks too much. And this last one, in fact, I felt, it will be clear that he was responding angrily to the fact that despite all his efforts, the man left. But it is life. It's his life. He can choose to leave. So you can't now be attacking Christians because of that.
What do you make of the style? Because so many people called me on Friday to ask me that, look, can this be a coincidence? EFCC going after the Akwa Ibom account, going after Benue account. Yes, it has been unfrozen, but it's sensitive. So wrong signals.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that that's why there is this notion that there is a government within the government of President Buhari. There are some people who think that they are more zealous. In fact, they love Buhari more than even he loves himself. So they overreach themselves and they embarrass the government. They now put the government on the spot. So the government, instead of working out policies to move the country forward, the government has to keep defending.
That's what happened with Shekarau.
And defending, and then at the end of the day, you even find out that the government may even get to a point that unknowingly starts rationalizing the wrong things.
I have a caller from Benue State. I think Martins. Thank you for hanging out with us.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Ayo.
Good evening.
Babajide there.
Napsil.
And the other guests in the studio.
Okay. Mapsil.
Please, I want to comment on Babajide. Babajide is like you are living in Benue State, oh. Seriously. Babajide is like he's in Benue State, oh. He's saying all what is happening in Benue State. Let me tell you something, Babajide.
Are you from Guma or Logo?
Nobody can defeat Otom as it is now. Oshimole has the market APC in Benue State. They look at APC as a minority party. That's just the fact. Average Benue citizen will look at APC as a minority party.
Okay, I will allow you, please.
It's not minority
this controversy.
It's not
don't let
I
us.
was heading somewhere.
He's taking it to another.
I was heading somewhere. Okay. Let's trace it to how Otom emerged as APC candidate. Remember, Otom was Minister of Aviation. Mother Jonathan was in PDP. But, you know, they paved the way. Yeah, the leaders of APC paved the way for him to become governorship candidate. He won, but along the line, he fell out with his godfather, Senator George Akume. Now, I feel Oshomole, instead of coming out to keep talking, abusing people, why not find a way to reconcile Otom and Akume? In the first instance, that's what, because no matter how much
you tried, it didn't work.
Continue working, because you cannot take sides.
By the time we are done,
can Tom come back to PPC?
Nothing is impossible.
Okay.
It's the same way that...
And they expect to win that election with APC?
It's the same way. No, what I'm saying is that... No, I'm not saying he can come back.
I'm sorry that even that decision was prompted by...
Of course.
The feeling that my people are no longer with this party.
Instead of Oshomole making things worse, he should temper his language.
Okay. That is it. Okay. That's what we are saying. At least the party has a spokesman.
But I learned the spokesman was even insulting Saraki's father. You know, you should say...
We don't even know about that one, Emeka. But the party has a spokesman. Because they will say, where did that happen? Now, I won't be able to defend it if they call me. The party has a spokesman. They should let that spokesman do his work.
His job, yeah.
That was what
There
Bolaji
was a
complained.
depth. Bolaji left. Now we have another depth. It should instill confidence and Yekini and other. Let them occasionally. You can't be taking the spotlight away from these people just because God gave him the gift of the mouth. Let those people even do their work.
Okay.
A little bit.
Moving forward now, the armed banditry ravaging some northwest states of Nigeria is becoming another monster, proving difficult to tame. At the time, troops from the Nigerian Air Force are dislodging armed bandits from their stronghold in Zamfara. The criminals are diverting to Kaduna State to cause more mayhem. At the weekend, they struck in Rigasa community in Igabi local government area of the state, where they ambushed a team of police officers from the IGP Intelligence Response Team. Sadly, 4 policemen paid the ultimate price at the end of the hostilities. But the special squad led by Abba Kyari has vowed not to be deterred in reading the area of the menace. Babajide, it was so painful when I went through his Facebook page and I saw that post this weekend. And this special squad has been getting results anywhere they go.
Well trained.
Yes, well trained. They have the equipment and they've been deploying it well at any point in time. Even going to the northeast, getting some Boko Haram guys. And with this is like a very, very big blow on the IRT.
This is a big setback, but all that it tells us is that there's still a long way to go in ridding Kaduna of bandits. El-Rufai said the other day that journalists were exaggerating the insecurity in Kaduna, but everyone knows, and we are not paid agents of the governor. We are faithful to our job. We do our job the best way possible. People are being killed in Brenengwari. The chief of army staff has gone there several times. The chief of air staff has gone there because they continue to kill people. The emir of Brenengwari even said that there is a part called Old Brenengwari, that part of Brenengwari called Old Brenengwari is firmly in the hands of the bandits.
Wow.
People can't move around the way they like. And you say we are exaggerating what is happening. Of course, we are not exaggerating. This is, you can see now, this is not the first time they will kill policemen. They will kill soldiers too. They want to be given an exclusive turf in that Kaduna area so that they can do what they like. A friend of mine was telling me that, look, Jide, one of the best roads in the north is the Brenengwari-Funtua road, but you dare not use it. What is the point in government building a fantastic road, yet people don't use the road? It's lonely because if you try it, those kidnappers, those bandits, they will lay ambush for you. They will kidnap you. Sometimes an entire lorry loaded with people, they will kidnap and they will be asking for ransom. Buses, all these interstate buses, they will kidnap on the road. So it's a big problem, and that they can go to the extent of killing policemen in this manner shows that we need to take these guys seriously. The enemy is not the sort of enemy that you can underrate. You can see even with Boko Haram, at the point when we were jubilating that we had won, those 2 ambushes, and then the last one that happened last week where 18 soldiers were killed. 3 ambushes within a space of like 3 weeks has shown clearly that the enemy has not been defeated. I can only, I'm praying for our soldiers because the sacrifice is huge. Today in Maiduguri, the families of soldiers who were killed in those ambushes were invited to be part of the funeral for those soldiers.
We lost a lot of...
We lost many soldiers. So we can only continue to pray for them and encourage them. And the armed forces must work together so that we can keep our communities safe, keep Zamfara safe, keep Brenengwari safe, keep Plateau, keep Adama, all those flashpoints. We must get our armed forces, lift their morale so that they can work to keep those places safe.
MJ, talking about this IGP Intelligence Response Team, if you check out the profile and the statistics of the crimes that they've busted recently, this from our famous Evans and, you know, Godo and, you know, this squad led by ACP Abakari, DCP, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abakari.
Got under promotion.
Yes, fantastic guy, and the squad. And I think if our regular officers are equipped like that and they have crack teams across the country like that, we get more results.
Yeah, the sad thing about what happened in Kaduna over the weekend, I mean, was what Jide mentioned. The way we lose these officers. I mean, 3 inspectors and one sergeant. I mean, you can imagine the kind of resources that have been committed into training them to get to that level, and to now think that they are from the IGP Special Squad, the intelligence response team, led by the famous and very committed Abakari. It calls to question a level of intelligence gathering and a lot of other things. Kidnappers are deadly people. We were going after, I mean, they wanted to rescue that cleric, I mean, after...
I think they've rescued him. They were
going after the kidnappers, you know. There was a bait for, normally they send out the bait, which is the ransom. They track it, and that was what they were trying to do around 7 p.m. when this thing happened. So I think we need more of intelligence gathering and a lot of strategy in terms of monitoring those kidnappers, because that's become a very lucrative business. It will take some time before it goes away easily. And now, if you know how equipped this IGP Special Squad is, you will know that, I mean, there was a fierce gun battle. They even called for the enforcement. From the reports we read, still no arrest was made. And
the boys understand the area better than...
Yeah, four policemen, 4 senior police officers went down. So it's very unfortunate, and I hope that I will get...
The rate at which we are losing policemen have trouble.
Yeah,
really trouble.
So it's, I think the police should do more. Our security agencies in general, I mean, they should work together more, especially the DSS, the SSS, and all the other forces.
Your take on this?
I can only send my condolences to the Nigeria police and the families of the police officers. It's very sad, really. But I think, like I've said again and again, the security architecture of Nigeria needs to be redrawn, drastically redrawn. It's not working. It's not working. Criminals are just on the rampage, you know, as if we have dedicated people in the security services, but somehow certain things are not just working.
To provide better leadership or something.
Yeah, certain things are not working, and lives have been lost. It's sad. These people have families, you know, and I feel really sad about this, the loss of these officers. Look at the other time, police officers killed in Edo. Police officers killed here and there.
Abuja, look at those ones.
Yeah, those ones were at the roadblock, you know. So we need to redraw.
Those guys have declared war.
We need to rework our security.
Especially Abuja-Kaduna Express Road.
Yes, we need to rework.
They know that this is
like a no-go area.
Architecture. There is something.
So that's why even rich men now, they prefer to enter
the train.
Something fundamentally wrong with our security architecture.
Thank you so much, Emeka Madunagu. Thank you for being part of this edition. And MJ, hope you're not going to run back to Ekiti. But
I'm here.
You're up to, no, it's in the star market already. We can only wish you well with John Kai, the fire.
In the season of
yes, yes, we are ready to sell you.
No, it may we'll put a heavy price tag.
I'm with Arsenal as a team, and I remain a journalist.
We started.
We'll put
they lost yesterday to Man City. And the maestro himself, Babatunde Babajide Kolade Otitoju. Thank you for always being there. And that's our take today on Journalist Hangout. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can also watch Journalist Hangouts on our other platforms showing on the screen. Catch us live on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Uzubaku. See you tomorrow. God bless Nigeria.